Hey, what's up everybody? It's Amaya. So today's video is obviously a little bit different than my normal videos. One, because I'm in a different location. I am sitting on the floor using natural lighting to film, and I don't remember the last time I did this. I think I was probably like 15 or 16. Probably 15, honestly. The reason why I did this is because today is a little bit more of a casual video. We are discussing some serious topics, but I didn't feel the need to be sitting in front of this really nice, bright, professional setup. I kind of wanted to sit here and talk to you guys like person to person, like you're sitting across from me in my room and we're just chatting. I kind of wanted to get that vibe going on here. If you read the title of this video, you are probably here for a reason, and that's to hear some of my opinions about some stuff that's going on right now. And I put unpopular opinions because I think that some of the opinions that I have and the people around me have, and I don't know, I feel like everyone kind of thinks their opinions are unpopular until you meet somebody who has the same opinions as you. And sometimes people are just scared to voice their opinions, and I'm not usually someone who voices my opinions a lot, but some of the stuff that's been going on lately has really gotten to me, and some of the stuff that has affected, my friends and family and just stuff like that has kind of gotten to me a little bit, and I kind of wanted to talk about it. So that's what we're going to be doing here today, a very discussion-based video, and I'm going to ask that you share your opinions in the comments below, whether you agree with me or disagree with me. I'm not going to sit here and say, make sure that you're very respectful and blah, 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 because some of the things I'm going to be talking about in here are things such as freedom of speech, and I can't sit here and preach freedom of speech while telling you how to speak. So therefore, if you feel the need to be very aggressive or direct or maybe not as respectful in your responses, that is completely fine. Does not mean I'm going to engage with you or even respond to your comment, but you have the right to leave that comment, so go ahead and do it. If you would like to actually discuss and, get some responses from me and maybe the other people, maybe word your comment a little bit more approachably. Anyways, let's just hop right into the video, shall we? Let's talk about some of the things that are going on in the world and my unpopular opinions to go along with it. The first thing that I want to talk about is something that I actually have seen floating around, and that's the notion that there's no such thing as an essential business and every business is essential. And I really agree with this, because when you think about it, every business provides money for somebody who can then use that money to have a place to live and have food to eat and have clothes to wear. To me, that's essential. It also provides goods and supplies or a service, and I think that that's essential to everybody in a different way. There was this quote that I saw online, and it said, every business is essential to someone, otherwise it wouldn't exist. And I really have to agree with that. There are some people who may say, oh, but getting your hair cut, that's not essential, or oh, getting your nails done, that's not essential at all. And you don't need that to survive, but for some people who are in certain job professions or people who have to look very presentable all the time, getting your nails done or getting your hair done is something that is very essential. It's also really essential to people's mental health. There is a lot of studies that have found that when you look good, you feel good, and that's a lot of the reasons why, that you see these programs that provide free haircuts to the homeless, because it helps them feel better about themselves and get on their feet and just have this boost of confidence. I'm fortunate enough that my mom is a hairdresser and my boyfriend's a barber, so if I need anything done, I'm pretty set. But for a lot of people, that's obviously not the case, and especially gyms. There's a direct link between mental health and physical activity, and not having gyms open, I can see how that's really, really hard for some people. I understand the notion of essential businesses and where that comes from, but certain things like bank lobbies. I mean, I had to wait in line for 45 minutes at my bank the other day because they only have one drive-through, and I'm just like, bank lobbies I feel like are essential. It's essential to me because what if I'm running somewhere, I need to get money out super fast? I am SOL, aren't I? That's my first unpopular opinion. Every business is kind of essential in my opinion. Let me know what yours is down below. Okay, number 2. And this one is a little bit more politically charged, I suppose. And this is that the government really should not be able to mandate private businesses to shut down. I mean, I totally understand it if they have Department of Health violations or any sort of violation, they're selling illegal products like that. Obviously, I totally understand. But as far as like the government being able to come in and say, hey, you have to shut down your business. I know that you own it and you run it and you pay for it, but sorry, you're essentially fired for a couple months. I just think that's really, I don't know how I feel about that. I just feel like, you know, especially America, and I'm sure it's different in other countries, but we're really built on entrepreneurship and business and the economy. And that's, like I said, what makes our society go round. And I feel like when you have a government that can, you know, shut down your businesses and mandate it, it's kind of, I don't know, it rubs me the wrong way. I don't know. I understand why certain things were done, but I feel as though there are other ways that things could have been handled during this COVID outbreak. Saying that it's a suggestion that businesses can close, but not mandating it. I just think that mandating it is a little bit of a government overreach, in my opinion. As far as I know, it is constitutional. The government is allowed to do that from the little bit of research that I've done. So it's not really anything like bad or unconstitutional. I work for small businesses, and I can definitely see how that would be incredibly harmful to them. And I just think it's not fair, because you can tell a large corporation to shut down for 2 months and they're totally fine. But a small business, that's really harsh. So this next one is something that has been getting me extremely heated recently. And this is the notion that it's okay to shame somebody when they don't share the same opinion as you. And I just think that is completely and totally wrong. I mean, like I said in the beginning of this video, I'm not gonna shame you if you disagree with me. That's your opinion, and no one here says that you can't have that opinion. You can have whatever opinions you want. Opinions are not facts, okay? I just think that shaming people for not agreeing with you is really, really detrimental, and it's really hard because you see it in our political system all the time. I mean, there's such polarity between the two main parties, and I just think that that gives a very like bitter taste to society. I mean, dissonance is kind of what keeps society running. People having different ideas and different opinions is what keeps us moving. If everyone had the same thoughts and the same opinions, things wouldn't keep going. I have a really hard time with people who are preaching peace and love and acceptance and then turning around and being angry and argumentative and just really hurtful to those who do not agree with them or are not as passionate as them. If you're preaching acceptance of everyone, that means everyone, even the people who don't agree with you. I just think that's a tough pill to swallow and just not constructive in any way, really. Okay, this one is getting kind of, again, a little political and almost kind of like conspiracy theory. There is probably a hidden agenda behind the response of COVID-19 by the world government, and we will probably never know about it. And, you know, you can say that I'm crazy or that I have my like tin hat on, and that's totally fine. I don't really care. Personally, I would prefer a gold hat because I don't like silver, but you know, you can give me the tin hat if you want. There's been a lot of fishy things that have come to my attention watching this whole response unfold. And I'm not gonna go into like details because I don't wanna like get into like political debates or anything like that, but there's just been certain things that have happened where it's like, I feel like you're doing something for a political agenda, or there's some other type of agenda going on here, and something's not quite right. And, you know, conspiracies happen all the time, unfortunately, and it's how our world is. And there's nothing really can really do about it. Having government tell us everything is not great either, because they have to have some sort of privacy, but them keeping everything secret isn't good either. So it's really hard to find a balance between, you know, saying, oh, I want a government that tells me everything, or oh, I want a government that keeps everything a secret. You can't really find a balance, and there's some things that are gonna stay secret that maybe shouldn't, and there's some things that are out in the open that maybe shouldn't be. There's probably some sort of hidden agenda. That doesn't mean it's anything bad. It could be a good agenda. I just think that there's something behind all of this, and we don't know the whole story. And, you know, I guess kind of dealing with that is the first thing, and realizing, hey, it is what it is, and there's nothing we can really do about it. Okay, this next one is one that I just really like sharing with people, and it's that you should always question authority in a respectful way when necessary. This is how things get discovered. I mean, this is how we create inventions. I mean, someone dared to say one day, no, you know, you're telling me that everybody revolves around the earth. And I'm gonna say that that's false. Tell me why you think that. I'm gonna question you, and since you can't prove it, I'm gonna prove my theory. And now look at the knowledge that we have. I mean, that's how we gain knowledge, is by questioning authority and not believing everything that we see or read or hear. Because humans are humans, and humans make mistakes. No matter if you're the best doctor in the world, the richest man in the world, the smartest person in the world, you make mistakes because you're a human, and humans forget stuff, they misword things, they say things they're not supposed to, they misquote themselves. I mean, stuff happens. So questioning authority, again, in a respectful way if you want good results. I think that that's how we create a better version of tomorrow, by questioning the things that the people older than us did, seeing how we can make it better. Okay, so this one, I have a feeling is going to be the one opinion that I share that is kind of going to get a lot of like, huh! But I'm putting it out there because no one can tell me what I can and can't say. And that is that stealing and destroying and looting and burning is not the right way to get your message out there and to get your message heard. This is something that I feel really passionate about because I live in upstate New York. I live very close to Albany, New York, and there has been a lot of looting and rioting done in Albany in the past couple of days. And it's really hard because the true message of what's going on is getting drowned out by the sensationalism of the rioting and the looting. And yes, there is a reason behind why some people are doing this. And I think that there are people out there that are just doing this because they want to destroy stuff and they're angry and they want to be heard. And it's kind of like throwing a temper tantrum in a way. And there's a reason why as adults, most of us, don't throw temper tantrums anymore. It's because we learned as a little kid, like, you have to use your words to communicate. You have to use your intelligence to communicate. Yelling and screaming and kicking and crying and breaking things does not get you very far in life. And it's really disappointing to see all of these people doing stuff like this. There's no reason why you should be destroying innocent people's businesses and buildings and cities. And I can totally understand and see why there would be peaceful protests and stuff like that. I think that's a wonderful thing. But destroying businesses is really just, I don't like it. Crime is not a gray thing. You either commit a crime or you don't. You either break a law or you don't. It's not, oh, you broke the law, but you know, it was for a good reason, so we'll let you off this time. Like, no. I still think that if you commit a crime and it's a crime that really affects other innocent people, you should be held accountable for that. And it makes me really sad to see a lot of celebrities and a lot of people that I know out there raising money to get these people who have been looting and rioting and burning released from jail because they were doing it for a good cause. Like I said, you can't pick and choose when you want to agree with the law and when you want to use the law, and then when it doesn't benefit you, you just are like, nah. But I know that there's a lot of people that are getting really angry with people that say that, and that's okay. You can be angry. If you feel like you want to be angry and you want to yell at me. It's okay. I can take it. I know what I'm getting myself into putting this video out. But I just really want to discuss with you guys and see if there's anybody that has the same opinion, because I feel as though sometimes people are just really scared to share their opinion because it seems as though the majority of people do not agree with them. So if I can give you the space to share your opinion safely, I will absolutely do so.
I also just want to say that I know there's been a lot of attention on police lately with the murder of George Floyd, and that's obviously what all these protests are about. And I just kind of want to take a minute to recognize the fact that there are some amazing and hardworking, heroic cops out there who are doing the most that they can for their community and who are just awesome people inside and outside of the department, and thank them for their service and thank them for being such a great example of what it truly means to be a police officer. And I actually know two people personally who are fantastic people and fantastic officers. So I want to shout them out real quick. I want to shout out Saratoga Springs police officer Aaron Moore. He's an acquaintance of mine and he is a really great guy. He has a wonderful family and he does a wonderful job at doing his job. So I also want to shout out Troy PD officer Adam Harbor, who has been a close friend of mine for many years, and he is just such a great guy. He's hilarious and he's worked so hard to get where he is. And yeah, I just want to shout them both out for doing an awesome job. Leave any shout outs that you want to in the comments below of officers that you know personally, or maybe either your family members that you want to shout out for doing an awesome job.
This is another one that I have been experiencing a lot in my own circle of friends and family. And that is that choosing to opt out of protesting or choosing to stay silent does not make you a horrible person. Some people like to say that staying silent means that you're agreeing with whatever they're protesting against, and that is just simply not true. I'm not someone who's big into protesting or anything like that, and there's lots of people out there that love it, and that's fantastic. That's why we have people who love to do that, because they're the ones that are out there getting their voices heard if they want to do that. But if someone chooses not to, that's okay too. And I have a really hard time with people who get mad at their friends or their family for not going out and protesting, and for not going out and being angry and sharing posts or doing what everybody else is doing to protest. That's really difficult for me to understand. All right, last three here. This one has to do with probably a constitutional debate, honestly, and that's that freedom of speech means freedom of all speech, period. I got to experience a really good discussion slash debate with one of my history professors this last semester when I was still, in class, and he kind of posed the question, where do you draw the line at freedom of speech? And can you even really draw the line? And what may be offensive to one person isn't offensive to the next. So can you say that you can't say it? And someone brought up the point, I think they just really draw the line at hate speech. And his comeback to that was, yes, but what is hate speech? What constitutes hate speech? Because we're changing the rules of what is hate speech and what's not all the time. So where do you draw the line for that? And obviously I agree that using derogatory terms toward races and derogatory terms towards anything is very hurtful and very harmful, and I don't agree with that, and I would never say that. And if someone else around me says that, I might be like, hey, might not want to say that. But you can't tell people that they can't say certain things because you don't like it. I mean, like I said, freedom of speech means freedom of speech. Unless you're blatantly slandering someone and saying things are not true and putting it out there, that's not okay, because that's lying, and lying isn't okay. But freedom of speech means that you can say what you want to say, and you can have your opinion heard, and nobody can tell you that you can't. Like, who decides what's good and what's bad? I mean, really, who decides? And most of the time censorship happens because people don't agree. And censorship based on disagreement is not okay. Censorship based on misinformation, lying, or blatant hate that is just very offensive, okay, very understandable. But censorship based purely on, I don't agree with this, not okay. This one has to do with social media, and that's that social media that claims to be, open to all people should not be censoring things, especially based on differing political ideas. So I know that there was something that came out recently about Twitter censoring political tweets, and that just really rubbed me the wrong way, because Twitter and Instagram and places like that are social medias. They're meant to be a way to socialize, and they're a form of media. That's why we have all different types of accounts that you can follow. There's conservative Twitter accounts, there's liberal Twitter accounts, there's independent Twitter accounts, there's just all sorts of kinds of stuff. That's the point, is to talk and discuss. I mean, that's why you have conservative news networks and liberal news networks and everything in between. Dissonance makes the world go round. Disagreeing and having debates and having discussions is what makes our society thrive and just keep moving. Say you're a liberal form of media. Say you have an app or something that's just for people who are liberals who want to discuss liberal topics. And then someone comes on and is super, super conservative and is just kind of putting out all this crap and just doing it kind of to be a troll. I can totally understand censoring that person because this is the guidelines that you have set in place. As far as it just being an opinion, that's your opinion and you can share it and it's okay. Again, like I'm going to say a million times. And this last one is probably my favorite one that I want to share today. And that's that everyone is a hypocrite, and that's okay. Everyone needs to accept it and recognize it. Because let's be honest, how many people out there have preached one thing and then done the exact opposite? I know I have many times, more than I'd like to admit. Nobody's perfect. Cue Hannah Montana. Nobody's perfect. And don't be really disrespectful and criticize someone for being hypocritical and acting like you're perfect, because nobody is. People are hypocritical all the time. There's a reason why that saying, do as I say, not as I do, exists. Because people, a lot of times, tell other people to do what they say, not what they're actually doing. Being a hypocrite all the time, yeah, kind of crappy, but everyone's hypocritical in some way all the time. It's the human nature. Like I said, we all make mistakes. We all have imperfections. And I think once we can truly recognize that about ourselves and the others around us, it'll give you a lot more peace inside. Just realizing that, hey, people are going to screw up. People are going to say stupid stuff. People are going to say one thing and then do the exact opposite. And can it be hurtful? Yeah, absolutely. But is it also part of human nature? Hell yeah. And we're humans. So we should probably embrace that. So that is everything that I had to share with you guys today. Those are my unpopular opinions that are probably gonna get me hate, but I don't care. And I hope you guys like this video. Please, please, please leave your comments if you want to discuss. Maybe think about being respectful. That's it for this video, you guys. I hope you guys like it. Please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know what you thought in the comments below, of course. And yeah, I will see you in my next video. Mwah.